Yeah, we're all on CP time over here.
Yeah, we're only a couple minutes. Ain't too bad. It could be worse.
They still good. It's just like Ronnie 2K said. They're still gonna be here anyway.
Yeah, let's not have his attitude. That damn clown.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Actually, it was Azar that said that, but
no, Ronnie 2K said it too.
No, Ronnie 2K said it too.
Yeah, but Zara is making the game, and that makes it worse coming from a dev saying that mess.
Well, fuck that guy too.
Yeah, I think the entire 2K staff outside of OGs really dropped the ball on branching. Having that branch to all the majority of gamers, because your game is already there. The last thing you need to do is start getting arrogant.
Well, except Mike Wang, he's a bit too nice.
Well, yeah, it's like OG kind of like stayed all the way out of the whole situation. Like, you know what? I'm just going to just focus on what got me here, and I'm good.
I look at it like this: OG got family.
Well,
I'm sure the rest of them do, but I feel like I care about OG's family more than anybody else's family.
But the thing about Scott OG has been not only just been on both sides of the spectrum as far as being a dev and a gamer. He actually played ball as well, so he knows it from like all three aspects of what the gamer or the fan wants. I think everybody else don't have that angle. I mean, like Dazar had it, but Dazar, you kind of see where his whole his stitch was when it came to what he wanted to do with Sim Nation. I don't think it was necessarily like trying to be, actually open and honest with, everybody that won a game. I think he really wanted to get to this corner of the Sim community and held on to it. So he never had this thing about wanting to really just be open and being, real about everything when it comes to the gaming side and being a consumer. I think, I think he dropped the ball there. Son, you can't push that around. You're strong enough. He's sleepy. Enough of the ad-libbing. Episode 152 of the First and Framerates podcast. I'm here, VF Baller, Bills, and DJ81. Same old. We're going to keep pushing right along. It's been a lot going on the past 10, 14 days. So we're going to actually talk about that. Bills, I'm just going to get right into the intros. Bills, how you been?
I've been good, man. Got a new car. Excited about that. Thankfully I went to finalize the deal with that car instead of sitting and watching that shitty ass Madden trailer. So, that was a positive.
Yeah, we'll definitely get into that.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get into that. A positive on Madden side. But yeah, I've been watching your streams, enjoying them. So
okay, yeah. I mean, I think the streams have been pretty entertaining. I mean,
oh yeah.
If you haven't checked out, I put a whole playlist of The Last of Us so far. I'm probably about 11 hours in, I think. Go check those out.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Hold up. Did you say you put together a playlist?
Yeah.
How quick was that?
Why are we still on this? We already have a playlist for this.
I know. I'm just
haven't done that.
How long it took for you to have a playlist for your own podcast?
Well,
I'm gonna jump so high for my master.
Well, in my defense, I was not really into doing playlists for my channel, so that was new to me. But now I got a hang of it, so it was easier for me to do that.
I'm about to say, because for our listeners that have easy access to our podcast, it's not about you.
Man, look, they can type it first in Framerates, all right? Shit.
Right. I mean, it's a very unique title for on YouTube, but they can find us.
All I know is if I could put together a playlist by episodic seasons, you can do one for a podcast. But
like I said, at the time when you kept asking me to do it, I really was not into doing playlists. I mean, I was just uploading videos, so I had no idea. So now I got the gist of it. So damn, I just did it.
Yo, Daniel, go register for the beta.
You talking about for Madden?
Yeah, because he said he needs a demo. I'm like, go register for the beta.
I'm gonna give him my 2 cents about Madden shortly. But nevertheless, DJ, outside of you roasting me, how you been?
I've been fine. I finally checked out some of your streams. I had to stop at a certain point because I didn't want any spoilers beyond that because I'm probably going to pick it up tonight. I mean, pick up on where I left off tonight. And I actually reviewed some of the areas that you went through. You handled them quite well compared to the way I handled them. I'm like, it's two different takes. I'll probably upload some of my highlights shortly. But
Okay.
yeah, I'm like, yeah, you were definitely having fun. I'm like, all I know is that we have ingredients to have chicken fried rice.
Man, listen, I've been in love. I've been in love with the Molotov cocktail since the first game. Like I use that. What I used to do is literally I used to like throw like a brick or a bottle in one spot where all the clickers will run to because all they know is like what they hear. I'll just throw it in one spot and like 4 of them will go in one spot and then I'll just throw a cocktail, burn them all up. It's very it's satisfying and it's much easier to do it that way. So
all I know is that you did the same when you got to that next area with the second set of dogs. You did the same. You did almost exactly the same thing I did. You had the same mentality. It was like, nah, he ain't getting started.
Nah, the last thing I want to do is fight with dogs while dealing with the humans. I'm not doing with that. But nevertheless, while we're talking about that, let's give our impressions. I mean, I want Bills to go first because I want him to have an impression of the game outside of actually playing it. A lot of people say you can't review or have an impression of a game without playing it. If you watched it and you really understand what's going on, like Bills have played this type of game before, so it's not like, oh my God, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. So I want his impressions as well because I think it'd be unique for someone who has not played it. So, Bill, what are your thoughts about the game so far?
Graphically, it's probably one of the best games on PS4 Pro easily, right? I mean,
yeah, I agree.
It's going to get an upgrade on the PS5. Obviously, a lot of things are, but for what it is on the PS4 Pro, for what we have right now, it's really nice. I was talking to you while you were streaming about the level of detail they have, just certain details that you would expect if you were seeing something in real life. But when you look at a video game to see how detailed certain buildings are that are torn down and the forestation and just the grass, everything looks extremely detailed. The movement seems to be a little bit better than the first Last of Us. There are a couple of animations that look really, really seamless. The gunplay seems pretty dope. The melee combat seems pretty dope. I don't know why people are bitching about the story. I mean, they're just getting their panties in a bunch over nothing. I'm not gonna get too much into the story, but people, whoever's watched the stream, we can talk about it. If you haven't seen anything about Last of Us, cover your ears, go make a sandwich or something. Because I'm going to talk about this for a second because it's starting to piss me off.
I mean, Bills. I mean, at this point, with all the content on YouTube, if you're still trying to avoid spoilers, I mean, this is the last place to come to at this point. You might as well just go ahead and be here at this point because it's everywhere. Right.
So I mean, everybody's bitching about how Joel died. I'm sorry. You can't sit and have your own vision of how things should go and then say that a plot is stupid because it didn't go how you think it should have went. And that's my issue. It's like everybody's judging what happened with Joel and obviously another part of the game towards the end that I'm not going to get into. But mostly they've been bitching about Joel. And it's just like, you can't impart your vision on devs and how they wanted to tell the story and then say that it's stupid because they don't agree with you. Like, I'm sorry. They're taking you on a journey, not vice versa. You can easily go and get a GoFundMe and start your own fucking gaming development process, and you can definitely make a game. Or maybe go to school and become a screenwriter because y'all don't know what the fuck y'all talking about as this moment stands right now.
Well, I can understand what you're saying as far as the story, how they want to tell it. I think the main thing is a lot of people got attached to Joel based on the first game. And if you really, like me, when the first game came out, I enjoyed playing the game. I love playing the game, but I was somewhat forced to play the game because my wife loved the game. She loved it.
Why you gotta put her out like that?
No, but it's true. I mean, she's in the chat. She'll tell you. I mean, she's in the chat. She'll tell you.
Game will beat your ass.
Yeah. You know, it's like, yeah, exactly. So it's like, she really loved the game. So when we played it, she got really attached to Joel. I don't necessarily get too attached to characters. I kind of.
Is VF there?
I'm here.
Oh yeah, I didn't. We couldn't hear you.
Oh, you can hear me? Oh, I was still here. I mean, can you hear me now?
Yeah,
we can hear you now.
I don't know what happened. I mean, everything's good.
I think out. My issue is not that people are sad about Joel dying. My issue is the people saying it's stupid that he died and how he died. That's my issue. If you're sad about Joel dying, if you feel some type of way about Joel dying how he did, I can understand that because you have an emotional attachment to the character. But to sit and start talking about how stupid the plot is as a result of him dying, I think is absolutely retarded. I think a lot of people like Ned Stark in season 1 of Game of Thrones. The motherfucker didn't make it through season 1. He seemed like he was going to be the guy in that series. Jon Snow turned out to be that guy. So It's like you can't because as a result of you not agreeing with how it went. Because you're looking at it from a closed-minded perspective, especially when it's not your fucking game. It's not.
I get what you're saying. What about you, DJ? I mean, how far you are in the game and what you think so far?
I'm at the part where Ellie and Tommy are about to embark on something. So, because that's the part that in your stream I jumped off on.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like I said, I was going to pick up on that tonight, but so far I've been enjoying the controls. I feel like it's been buttery smooth as far as being able to go in and out of cover, taking advantage of the mechanics of going prone, low-lying grass. The fact you have different types of grass to deal with, high grass, low grass, and it pretty much you can strategize your best way of attack in each encounter. I've spent most of my time just exploring, farming, as people would like to say, and searching for upgrades. Who's playing music in the background?
Yeah, that's my son with his toy.
Come here. What was it? So yeah, I spent most of my time basically exploring and getting upgrades and VF. I had to tell you, you missed one.
I did. I missed the upgrade.
Yeah, you missed an upgrade. I know I probably missed something because remember, I'm not gonna say more than that, but you did miss an upgrade. I'll tell you after the stream what you missed.
Okay.
Definitely into the story and just to visit on what Bill's talked about with Joel dying. Those that are already here, spoiler alert or whatever. If you played The Last of Us 1 and you beat that game, you knew his time was about to come.
Well, yeah, I kind of figured that too.
You knew his time was up. He did 3 things that told me his time was up. He was being okay. It's not a spoiler alert because The Last of Us, if you haven't beaten it by now, then you're some type of weirdo. But anyway.
Especially the first one. Yeah, absolutely.
Right, the first one.
Damn, why they gotta be a weirdo, though?
I'm just saying, it's been 2 generations. And
that game bored me. I didn't finish it. That game bored me and I put it down. Shit.
Yeah, but you don't care about spoilers, so you don't count. So
that's very true. That's very true.
So as far as Joel is concerned, I knew his end was coming. Was one, he was being selfish. He saved Ellie at the expense of saving the world. I'm like, she had the cure. All they had to do was extract it, whatever, out of her blood or whatever, but it would bring about her sacrifice. So he saved her life. Whoop-de-doo. So that's good. 2, this man lied to Ellie about what had taken place. Because remember, Ellie was unconscious throughout this whole time. She don't know what the hell happened.
Right.
So basically, he lied to her. And then 3, he shot that woman. The last person he saw coming out of the hospital, shot her in cold blood, killed her.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like with what I'm seeing in the story, there's a connection from that killing to who's pursuing, who wound up killing Joel and who's out there right now.
You made a good point. That's probably the case because if you remember, I mean, I don't even think it's a spoiler at this point. The game has been out since what, Friday or something like that. I can't remember when it came, the 19th.
Mm-hmm.
You should know by now the first 3 hours of the game at least. And within those 3 hours, I remember them calling Joel a smuggler. So you may be right about that. That what happened at the hospital may have something to do with it. But then again, what happened at the hospital had something to do with the Fireflies, not necessarily this organization now. So it's I don't necessarily know for sure, but you may have some type of connection there. So,
right.
But my thing is, at what point do people realize that they're gamers and not screenwriters? Because
they don't. That's
the problem, I mean, it's a double-edged sword. The problem is, like, some of these games have turned into movie-type games, and I'm not a big fan of that.
Yeah, but it's not a choose-your-own adventure.
Right.
Like,
you played a game according to what happens. Don't call it stupid because you didn't like the fact he died. Fucking boo-hoo, bro. Like, go play something else then when you can make your choices and you can choose who dies and who doesn't die. It's a linear storyline, and he died, and you're bitter, and as a result of you being bitter, you translate that into calling the game stupid, and now all of a sudden the plot is the worst thing you've ever seen. No, y'all are just idiots. You've never written anything. You've never written a script in your life. You've never watched a movie and been able to break it down. You don't understand anything about that. You play games, and if something doesn't go your way, and you act like a fucking petulant child or a fucking battered and neglected mistress, and you sit there.
So in all intents and purposes, you're talking about the ones who are rating the game low because of this.
I'm talking about the people who say this is the worst game I ever played.
Right.
I'm giving it a 1. Why? Because Joel died. It didn't make sense.
Right. Like, now I understand what you're saying. Okay.
It's like these dudes are making videos about this shit and saying, well, this is the dumbest game I've ever seen. This is the worst sequel I've ever seen, and this game is awful, and look at the ratings. Who gives a fuck about the ratings? Do you look at Rotten Tomatoes every time before you watch a movie?
Well, they probably do, Bill. That's why you got the people making those comments.
Yeah, that's why they have to ask their mother what 2 + 2 is before they fucking go and do. Let me open up my phone calculator to make sure it's right because I'm an idiot.
You think their mom knows?
Shit.
No, but I totally understand what you're saying at this point, because at first I thought you were just saying people shouldn't have this emotion, but like when you say people are actually rating the game, and I saw it like all on Metacritic, it's like people are rating the game like really low because of what happened. I think that's ridiculous because the game itself is phenomenal. The gameplay, the graphics, the story might not be the best story in the world, but there's no denying that this game is good. You know what I mean?
You know what? I kind of look at the fact that I've long considered user scores useless and, critic scores half useful.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, what I see in front of me, whether I'm watching it and whether I'm playing it, is really the 100%, it has more value than anything else in the world. But let's harken back to a game where gamers back in the day got to change the ending of the game because they didn't understand it.
Mass Effect 3?
Yes. When that happened, that changed things because before people didn't really feel like they had the power to voice their opinion and get enough people to voice their opinions to the point where they felt like they can change things.
Right.
And it seems like that was the first. And now years later, that whole pent up, frustration of games that don't turn out their way all of a sudden is culminated to this.
Right.
And it's just like people want to review bomb, they want to do this, they want to cry about it, they want to spoil it for others. They display willful ignorance when it comes to spoiling.
Fucking weirdos.
And it's ridiculous. If you don't want to play the game, don't play the game. Don't buy the game. Don't even talk about it. If you didn't like what you saw,
if people can apply that to Madden,
bro, forget about Madden. Apply that to life. Just think about this. Just imagine if every time somebody had a bad meal at a restaurant, they went online and bitched about it. Oh, wait, they did. It's called Yelp. This is everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's oh my God, it's so bad, bro.
Because I understand first impressions are what they say everything, but if you go to a place and you order something and you didn't like what you ordered after eating it or whatever, or you didn't like the service, I'd be like, all right, well, service could have been better, blah 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 blah. I'm not going there again. You can try it if you want to. That would have been my review, but people take it to the next level. Like they'd be like, oh, the service is terrible. I don't see what anybody. But at the same time, you at a restaurant with how many people eating there? Not really.
Right. It's not like your opinion is not the end all be all. Like, you just got to be honest. Like, look, I feel this way, but I know other people may feel different, and leave it at that.
I just love when they say anybody who defends the storyline is just a Naughty Dog fan.
Like nobody can have their own opinion.
It's like I'm pretty sure the people who are quote unquote defending this game, aka saying they like it. See, that's the thing. Everybody says that you're either A, bashing something, or B, coming to its defense. I hate that. If we're in a debate, I'm not defending anything. I'm giving you facts that are going to support what I think. Period. Right. I'm not defending anything. Defending means you have some type of emotional investment in that. I don't. I'm telling you that based on what I've played, that I feel this way about a game. Based on what I've watched, I feel a way about this player. Based on A, B, and C, this is how I feel. So when people start saying, well, anybody defending, it's not defending. It's just telling you that you sound stupid. That's what it basically is. It's telling you that you sound stupid for bashing somebody else's opinion of the game. Just because they view it positively, oh, well, no, you just have blind faith in Naughty Dog.
Right. I mean, and that's the problem. It's just like people just feel like everybody need to kowtow to one person's opinion or their opinion. Like nobody else can have like their own situation.
But that's the issue with social media is everybody is emboldened to feel like they're an expert about something when they really, in theory, don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Absolutely.
And when somebody comes and tells them they don't know what they're talking about, then all of a sudden it's, oh, well, look at you. You're just a know-it-all. And it's like, bro, like, it's just ridiculous. No, it's just like the Hollywood rule. You don't have the right to contest. It's like, oh my God, it's so bad, bro.
No, but you're absolutely right. People have their opinion and say you don't have the right to chastise my opinion. Like, what? Like, you got your own say. I can say what I can say about it as well. It's like, what are you talking about? Like
this, you speak in public, you have a chance to be challenged in public. That's the way it works. I'm like, it's not like it's back in the day where people are outside talking amongst each other. If you say something stupid that gets you smacked or punched in the mouth, you learn faster not to say stupid shit or do stupid shit.
Right. So I mean, at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure, DJ, you're enjoying the game. I'm enjoying it.
I'm very much enjoying the game. And then also another thing, just to touch on the settings of the game, it's a fucked up world in that game. That's the whole theme of the whole story. So fucked up shit happens. It's a part of the game. Should have figured that out a long time ago.
Think about this. Just imagine if you were in a fight with some zombies, with some infected, with Ellie, right? And you're not controlling Joel. And all of a sudden they do one of those things where it's like they cut to a cutscene because you can't overcome it. What if Joel got killed by the infected? Then what?
Then people just admit, that's right. And,
because it's like DJ said, it's a fucked up world. Anything can happen at any time. Evil Knievel swore he would never crash and burn. And what the fuck happened?
Yeah. Exactly.
So I mean, it's like people think that these characters that they fall in love with are supposed to be invincible, and if they die in any way, because God forbid in a trailer there was a voice that said, "Oh well, I'm not gonna let you do the one." Oh my God, it's false advertisement. They acted like Joel was actually gonna be in the game. He was in the game, you fucking idiot.
And then that's on top of that. I mean, even though that he did pass away, he got killed.
I'm gonna say.
Even though he did get killed, it's like they still have moments of him in the game. It's not like you never see him again, So
right. I mean, and plus, you kind of walking around with his legacy,
right, the entire time,
So but one more thing I will say is that the brutality in this game
Oh
very,
man,
very satisfying.
no, the way
To
you
the point,
die in this game is funny.
no,
Bill,
but no. But hold on. But it's like there are deaths that appear not from my character. Not I'm like there are deaths from your own character, but I'm like there are deaths from when you take out the enemy. That is just so satisfying. You know, you see somebody shot and bleed out, they scream. They're like,
yeah.
ah!
You know
Like
another thing I like about it too?
you set somebody on fire, they scream this. But then I shouldn't say this, but hell, when the dogs yelp after they either get shot, burned alive, or whatever,
All right.
I'm like they trying to kill me. Yo.
Man.
Like, hey,
It's
the one thing I do like if you kill a member of the group or whatever,
Oh,
you hear somebody call out like their name, like, "Oh my God, Tom." That is so funny.
Yeah, I'm
What?
just thinking about when VF is shooting the fucking landmine,
That's what I was saying. Like, yo, that tripwire,
bro.
That's all I'm gonna say. Not, I ain't gonna lie. Now that's getting a little bit too far. Now that will be a spoiler if I say that.
Yeah.
All I would say that tripwire was hilarious. I was dying.
Oh Lord
You seen it in
Jesus.
the stream. I could not stop laughing. I was laughing like a good 20, almost like 2 or 3 minutes. I could not stop laughing.
Bro. Oh my God.
The way they did her was so dirty.
I can't stand her anyway. Fuck her.
Oh man.
Useless ass.
Well, anyway, so I'm gonna try to finish up the stream by the end of the week because
I mean, the stream. My fault.
yeah, I'm gonna try
Never
to finish this. Yeah, I'm gonna try to finish the stream by the end of the week because I've got a lot of requests. People are not. I mean, they like it, but they're not liking the football games without commentary. So I'm gonna have to do that again because I used to do like the football games on the channel. I do it. I just let it record. I record and just play. I don't put my voice over it. A lot of people been asking me to do that again, so I'm gonna probably get back to doing that live.
Have you played any of the games live?
Yeah.
Yeah, you streamed a bunch of them.
I used to do them live. I used to do them live here and on Twitch.
Okay.
And what happened was once I moved downstairs, I was not really confident in the internet connection. So what I did was just record it. Now I know that my internet connection is actually pretty decent, so I'll just continue to I'll just go back to what I was doing. What you got right there, man? Okay. Don't put that on your head. Oh, okay, all right. Well, anyway, like I said, I highly recommend it off the first impressions. It's a must buy, even if you want to buy the deluxe edition. I think it's still worth that kind of money. The game is that good, in my opinion. Like, in other words, if the game was $60, $70 or $70, $80, I would still say buy it. It's worth the price of admission. But I mean, now you can get it for 60, and you'll probably get it for even cheaper as the days go by. So, actually, I highly recommend it. There's no question about that. Let's talk about a game that might be worth of admission. No, you can't. That's your keyboard right there, man. Yeah. Oh, all right. He wants to play with the colorful keyboard. No, I'm using it right now. Let's talk about a game that's probably worth the admission. NFL football, Madden NFL 21. We saw the new trailer, and
should have been the first trailer.
I agree. DJ, what are your thoughts about this trailer so far? Well, so far, but what do you think about the trailers now that you've seen it?
Okay, now that trailer was much needed. There was a lot of good things, a lot of like small, subtle animations that were popping out to me. It seemed like the transitions were way better, but I think mostly long overdue, that are showcasing whether a person is like regaining speed after, doing a juke move or a jump or whatnot. There was still some wonky stuff that appeared in it. But my biggest pet peeve with that trailer comes from canned sequences where all the players are the same height. They're the same height in those three. And me and Bill were talking earlier.
I'm kind of worried about the body types as well. You don't see a differentiation of body types like you used to.
Yeah, because me and Bills, we were looking at the part where Baker Mayfield threw that. See, and I'm gonna talk about Baker Mayfield for a second. So that part of the trailer where Baker Mayfield is throwing and it's showcasing what they call the physics-based results with the quarterback throwing out. It's like basically throwing out of a sack or whatever, but his arm gets hit, so the ball kind of like it takes off, and it's like, oh, good, that's something that we've been waiting for to happen, for a quarterback to be effective, because his arm angle is different than what he was intended when he threw the ball. So he throws an interception, but the next cut scene was him to the sideline. You have him and the player next to him. Now they're relatively same height, so that was cool. It was Ward that they walked past that didn't make any goddamn sense. Ward is 5'11" and looked like he was 6'3".
Right.
But here's the thing: the biggest offense of that was actually at the beginning of the trailer with what's the player's
Christian
name?
McCaffrey.
Yeah, Christian McCaffrey looked like, and then who was the lineman?
Kawan Short, Mr. 6'3" compared to Christian McCaffrey, who's 5'11".
Exactly. So you seen that, and McCaffrey got some guns on him. Looked like the gun show.
And I was gonna say, I told DJ the thing is everybody's gonna minimalize that and say, oh, well, it doesn't matter. But think about this: if you saw Muggsy Bogues the same height as Alonzo Mourning in a cutscene in 2K, how would you feel? You'd have a fucking fit about it.
Have a fit. So, and then let's see. I know Bills was talking about the Tua scene. That was actually pretty good. Yeah. But here's one thing that I will mention is the fact that some of those clips were arcade mode and actually had in the little tab above, you can tell that arcade, and then some were sim. Like there were a couple in there that had the sim tab on there. So I was just like, all right, we're seeing it in two different aspects, because I know the play that's going to come up in question is the Rashawn Woods catch. That was in arcade mode where the lineman went for the interception animation, and we have two people on Twitter that want to sit there and misrepresent it, like really misrepresent it. And I hope Noble's in here, because he was part of it. Try to say, somebody's trying to say it was an interception. Where's Noble at?
What are you talking about? The interception?
He said he tried to tackle the ground.
Oh no! See, if anybody if you know Madden, if you know 2K, because 2K football does this too. If you have a defensive back and you press the catch button, he's going to make a catch animation. Do that need to be in the game? No, especially if they're nowhere near the ball. But they tend to do that. Like if a player,
well, that was a CPU player. Yeah. I think here's my thing, just my 2 cents about this play. I would have to know, first off, what difficulty they're playing on, because the issue is like perception, I guess. Maybe he thought the ball was going to fly past the guy and he was going to pick it.
I mean, even if that's the CPU, if the CPU tells the guy to swat or catch the ball, if he's out of position, the game is programmed for them to do a catch animation. Yeah. And all intents and purposes, we would like it to be like, well, I'm even say this. You would want it to end up being like NBA Live, where NBA Live, like if you try to jump for a shot, like try to block a shot, and if the guy's not shooting, that player won't jump all the way. That is great. But for Madden, it's programmed for them to still try to do a catch animation. CPU or not.
Right. There's no halfway. Like he realizes the guy catches it and he just lands on his knee.
Right.
It completes that full animation. So,
and to be honest with you, it's been doing that since PS2 Madden. That's nothing new.
Yeah, that's a legacy issue.
Right.
And they need to come up with like a halfway, like if you halfway juke somebody, there should be a transition animation where you can break out of, where it's just like, you didn't get me, but you kind of got me.
This goes back to what I was saying, not to cut you off, Bills, but this goes back to what I was saying in the beginning before you said something, Bills. If you really been playing Madden, you knew what that was off the rip. You knew that's what happened, because it always happens. I mean, that's just a legacy issue that's there. If you want to complain about that, I mean, you should just complain about the game the way it was way back in 2003 when Madden was, having the same issue. That's nothing new. So the people say, oh, it looks like he's tackling the ground. That just goes to show me you probably haven't been playing the game and you're just trying to find something to nitpick about. Furthermore, if that's the only thing you can nitpick about that trailer, that means it was a pretty good trailer, to be honest with you.
I'm like, overall, I felt like it was a good trailer. This one needed to be there. They could have did the sizzle as the game was about to come out. That's something that you save in the pocket because at the last second you can get the casuals and boom, you're good.
Right. Bills, I'm sorry. What else you was about to say?
Oh, you good. So there are a couple plays that I'll highlight that I think were really nice. The first one's the one DJ brought up. Regardless of the fact that the guy went for the interception, the way Robert Woods turned around, and I know that was a left stick movement, that wasn't right stick, that was impressive. Because last year when you caught the ball, you could kind of spin on the top and take off. It was either a spin on the top and take off, or they take way too long to adjust their feet. He caught the ball, basically chopped his feet, and went upfield after catching it. That was really nice. Coming out of a possession catch. So that was dope. Also the Tua play, I told DJ the reason why I liked that one was because last year it took a long time to get your guy up to speed when you were trying to flush out of the pocket. But this year, it seems like the quarterback gets out of the pocket a lot quicker, gathers his feet a lot quicker, and the lineman also didn't get glued back into that block. He got free, and he kind of forced Tua to rush the pass, and then Tua had to throw kind of a low pass, and the tight end had to make a possession catch. So, I mean, those were a couple of impressive plays. I like all of the running animations as far as how they blend after a guy does a move. It doesn't seem like the feet are shifting or anything like that. The tackling looks really nice. Really, really nice. And I'm also interested to see what's going to happen with these contextual awareness animations as far as reaching the ball out. But overall,
what they said with that is, like I said, it's all contextual. It's going to be based on, I guess, the type of runner you have. Right. So I expect to see, in other words, I don't think we're going to see any two-man animations in that. That's a good thing that I heard about, that I got from that. But I think that's where we're going at with that, is just based on the runner, just like based on the quarterback is what type of animation you're going to get when they try to throw when getting hit.
No, but I'm saying I'm trying to figure out, like, just for all ball carriers in general, I want to know, like, how often are they going to reach the ball out? What situations are they going to just be on third down?
Wouldn't it be a fight for extra yardage tendency?
It would kind of be, well, it could be. I mean, that would be interesting if it was, because, you know, like I talked about, I want to see how easy it's going to be to jar that ball loose if they go and try to do that animation and there's a guy in the way, his leg or whatever. That's going to be interesting.
I think if I'm thinking contextual, I would think like if they're close to a first down, close to the goal line, maybe if you run aggressive, let's just say, for instance, if you're holding down the turbo button, well, I hate saying turbo, if you hit the acceleration button, if they're about to get tackled, they may try to fight for extra yards then, and depends on the type of player, will they try to use two hands to reach out or one or something like that. I think it'd be somewhere under that, because even if you're just getting 1 yard and it's 1st and 10, if you're holding down the acceleration button, maybe they will still try to reach out.
Because that's going to be interesting. Let's say somebody tries to push you out like around the 1.
Right.
And you want that animation to trigger, but it doesn't.
Well, I mean, that's a programming issue that we may see in Madden. So
but that's what I'm saying. So I just want to see exactly how accurate these animations seem to play out based on player and situation.
Right.
That's what I'm interested in.
I got you. DJ, what are your thoughts about the trailer?
I just gave my
his thoughts first.
Oh, did you? So it's my turn. Okay. I know. I'm serious. I did not know. I'm sorry. I like what I saw overall. Big improvement from what we saw in 20. Because to me, I felt 20. It was a reason why they kind of hid away the running stuff in Madden, because the running is abysmal in 20. It kind of seemed like what we got in 19 should have been in this one, as far as the running and the movement.
Yeah. Hopefully
that don't get patched out. The tackling looks really good. I like all the things that they're trying to do, reach for extra yards, the throwing. The throwing is something that needed to be done, for a long time, because there are times when you get sacked or you get hit and the quarterback have the ball tucked away. And if you just hit the button the right way, that frame will animate the ball to just go out like he normally threw the ball. So that's something that needs, case in point.
But I'll say another thing before you say that. Another thing is you think you got the ball off, it'll warp back into his hand and you'll get sacked.
Yep.
Right. Well, Bills, remember the Madden 17 on 360? The clip that I put up when he got sacked and then the ball
I remember that shit. Yeah.
Stuff like that. The PS2 tried to do it. They tried to do it the best way they could. I know Dollar General used to do it all the time. Dollar Junior used to talk about it all the time on Madden 08 for the PC, where if a player did get hit, the ball would not. I mean, the quarterback never had the strength to throw the ball correctly. But what happened is the ball would come out wobbly, or it'd be a duck. So that's one thing that the PS2 version of the game tried to do. But with they're talking about on the court, so that'd be in the.
Yeah, I really want to see how they simulate pressure, because then we'll start to see a lot of those passes into the dirt and overthrown and things like that we've been kind of asking to see, rather than those like overly inaccurate passes that you see sometimes when you drop the quarterback accuracy.
Yeah.
So I really want to see the ones that are like, a quarterback tries to get rid of it, there's pressure in his face, because the thing is, Madden has really only ever shown two situations. Either it's a clean pocket or you're getting sacked. There's never
in between
pressure and you have to throw it away and, you get hit, or pressure and, somebody's open, but you might overthrow them and you got hit. It's always either you get sacked or it's a clean pocket enough for you to get a clean throw off. So,
right.
So that should be interesting. I mean, they didn't really talk about adaptive AI at all. I hope they talk about that this Friday.
Yeah, you would think that would be in there, 'cause that is a gameplay thing.
Yeah.
So
we'll see.
I just think at the end of the day, this is the current gen version. This is not the next gen version. So that's going to be interesting if it's just going to be an upgrade to visuals and the same type of gameplay. It's going to be interesting to see that. But I honestly like what I see so far. Honestly, I think people who've been listening to this podcast, we always touted on being honest. We're not one of these podcasts that just bash a game just because, and we're not in the business for hopeful or wishful thinking when it comes to the improvement of the game. Mm-hmm. We look at what we see and we give you our honest opinion. And for the past few years, Madden has just been good enough to just play for a few minutes, maybe for an hour or so. And that's something that has to change, because we may have put in maybe anywhere, let's say average. If you guys think I'm not truthful, I'm pretty sure you guys probably put anywhere between 40 and 50 hours of Madden this year, or for the past few years each.
I would say so.
Yeah, probably around there.
40 or 50. You got to understand, this is because we leave and come back. We're not like constantly playing the game. Like, if we're constantly playing it, we will have 100, 200, maybe even 250 hours in the game, probably even more than that. So we constantly try to give you an honest opinion about the game with updates, some patches that come in, so we can always be honest with you guys with what we see. Some people out here, and I don't want to name no names, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm really not going to name Moody's name right now. It's not necessarily a knock to him, but it's other people like him. They play the game and they get it off of impression to what they want to see and or what they want to put on their channels. If you honestly play this game straight up, it's going to be some weird stuff happen, but you can get a good game of football out of it. Now, if the game good enough to continue to say we're going to play it all the time? No, because it doesn't give us that immersion for us to play all the time. But we will play it to the point where we can just nod our head and say, you know what? It's enough here that you can play with your buddies for an hour or two. And is that good enough for you? No, it's not even good enough for us. But we will be not doing our job if we can't be honest with you and tell you that's the case. Y'all think that's fair?
That's fair.
I mean, it's definitely fair.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be the podcast to just say, "Hey, this is trash. Don't buy it." We can't do that every week. We can't do that 2 days out of the week every week. I mean, that's stupid.
Well, let's be honest. So to your point, right? You said we probably log around 40 to 50 hours every cycle. You know, I'm looking at my 2K stats right now. I've played NBA 2K for 17 days, 4 hours and 21 minutes.
Okay, so that's equivalent to almost 5, probably more than that. Well, more than 500 hours.
Yeah.
You put in work.
So that shows that, you know, I can go to Madden. I can tell you what Madden 20 is, actually. Give me a second. Madden 20, I've played 6 days, 18 hours, and 41 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But let me tell you this on NBA 2K20. Now, I just recently purchased it on Steam, like last week. I've already put in 45 hours.
Right.
So, and then let me go to one of my favorite games, City Skylines. Ever since whatever year it came out, I put 265 hours into that game. No Man have 14 hours because I just started playing it on the PC again. I don't think any others. Oh yeah, in a game called Astroneer, I have 102 hours into that game. So Madden, yeah.
So that's our point. Is like when we look at something, like when we say we play these games and the other games, like we're not going to talk shit about them and then go play them. We're dead ass serious.
Right. Exactly.
Like we're not joking with you. If we don't like it, we're not going to play it. So
that's just going to tell you. I mean, I made a video saying that I've been playing Madden 20. I mean, that's the truth. I've been actually playing it, but it wasn't like I've been playing it consistently. I went back to it and I'm saying, look, guys, if you can get this game for like $10 or $15 and actually play it, you're going to get a pretty decent experience. Some people don't want to go with that because they feel like, oh, I'm gonna tell you to be honest with you, and it's not to talk about people. The thing is, a lot of people are still upset that they have the official license.
Yeah.
I mean, that's basically what it is. A lot of people are still mad because they have the license. And I mean, I understand it, but if you're a real gamer, you're going to at least give it a spin.
Well,
wait, I'm gonna have to cut in. Actually, for Madden 20, I put in 94 hours.
You have 90. And I got to look and see what I put in for Madden.
I just checked my Origin. I put in about 94 hours. I swear to God, it felt like 50.
Because here's the thing.
Oh, you know what? Sometimes I had the game on like the menu.
And just sit there.
And I'll be honest, making that roster on Madden was probably half of that time. Not half of the time, probably a fourth of that time. But
right.
That just goes to show, if you give us a game that we can sink our teeth into, that we are interested in, that you give us some sort of reason to play your game, and that is franchise, but more importantly, replayability as far as on the field. That's why we look at things like this trailer and say, okay, maybe it'll be different this year.
Right. Cause see, with me, I got 35 hours in the Madden. I'm pretty much right there where I usually am. Now, NBA 2K20, I haven't played much of that. I've been on 19 more than anything. Now it was back on the PS4. I easily got about 100 hours on 2K19. In 20, I'm up there like 20 hours on 2K20 because all I've been doing is playing, my player. Mm-hmm. But it just goes to show, like, even with Madden 19, I probably put in about another 30, 35, maybe 40 hours. So, I mean, it's like we will give the game a shot, but it's like we got to be honest with ourselves. It's not where it needs to be, but we won't be able to do our podcast without telling you what's going on in the game.
And here's the last thing I will say about is people in their thought process of playing Madden. If you consider yourself a sim head and you look at a game that has sim elements and refuse to try it, you're not a sim head. Because regardless of who's making that game, and VF has said this for years, it could be KFC, it could be fucking Cocoa Puffs. It doesn't matter. If the game has sim elements in it and you call yourself a sim head, you're really going to say, I'm not going to try it, even if it's for free. I'm not going to try it because it's Madden. That's closed-minded.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. The thing at the end of the day is when people look at the trailer and they find one thing to, like I said, if that one open field, quote unquote, tackle is the only thing wrong with this game that you see, I think that they did a pretty good job overall. Now, a lot of other people sit here and say that, well, we can wait for such and such to break it down. So you're waiting for another man's opinion to make your opinion. What does that say about you when it comes to a game in general, let alone Madden? You know, because I mean, a lot of people. I saw the comments. A lot of people say, "Oh, I'm gonna wait to such and such do this video, and then I'm gonna believe whatever he say."
Yeah, Ryan Moody's gonna expose this trailer. Okay, so Ryan Moody exposes the trailer, and you ignore all the likes, all the comments. Besides that, the fact that people are still gonna buy the game, the fact that he still buys the game.
But but Bills, they ignore their own opinion.
But that's my point, though.
It's not even a knock on Ryan Moody at this point.
It's not.
I understand. You know what I'm saying? We understand what he do, but if you can't make your own opinion despite what your own eyes are seeing, and you need somebody else to tell you,
because they live vicariously through other people, and that's the issue. That's why it's like we never want you to come to our page and ask us, should I buy this game? We'll tell you what we think of it. We'll tell you what's in the game. We'll tell you what's not in the game, and you can make your assessment from there. We are never going to tell you to buy a game or not to buy a game. And the issue is, you know, people in the past have wanted somebody in the community to basically tell everybody else whether to buy the game or not and be representatives of the community. Fuck that. We are grown-ass men. I'm not about to tell you what's worth your $60.
But this is the thing, Bill.
Only you know that.
But still, this is the thing, Bill. Is like, we got to be honest. And I expect people to be honest with us. Like you see right now, Real Football Gamer said, like, look, he said he played a lot of Madden 20, even though I didn't at the same time. I don't know if you know what that means. I literally was so excited about 19. I bought it and played it for like 1 week, got rid of it by a month. That's fine, because we're not telling everybody, like, look, you should like this game. But whatever we say, you can't come back and tell us, oh, you're lying about what you said on this episode of the podcast, because that's not true. Because we're telling you exactly what's in the game. We're not going to lie to you. Like, if it's wonky stuff in the game, DJ said it in the trailer. He saw some wonky stuff, but overall it was okay. I feel the same way. There was a lot of decent stuff in the trailer. And like I said, if you're looking at that one spot of that trailer saying that it's a problem, I think they did a very good job.
Well, and here's another reason why you probably shouldn't take my word for it as far as Madden's concerned about my experience with the game, and take that into consideration when you're buying. I make rosters. I make sliders. I do shit. And that's what I said on Twitter. I said, look, you can talk about what's going to be OP and what's not going to be OP. There are sliders that I can adjust as long as they put the principles in the game that I need to tweak the game to how it's supposed to play. I'm sorry. The only game out there that doesn't need sliders right now is PES. PES doesn't have any sliders in their game. That's the only game. Every other game needs sliders of some kind. Whether it's MLB The Show to stop the fucking bat from going through the ball, whether it's 2K to make the guys have better acceleration with the ball, whether it's Madden with fucking everything, NHL to make it play a bit more realistic. Every game needs them. So when I tell you what my experience is, if you're not willing to try what I'm telling you, that's your decision. But don't tell me that what's happening on my screen is not happening.
Right. That's my main thing. You know, Chris Thomas also says, I've been playing Madden since I was 5 and been playing football games in general since 5. So I trust my opinion whether or not if I want Madden or any other. Football. Exactly. And that's what you're supposed to do. This is what we do. I've been playing Madden. Well, I've been playing football. Well, I've been playing really football games since like 88, 89. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's nothing that I need to see from anybody to say, oh, I saw this, so I don't want to play it.
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing since 86. So they really can't tell me anything. I can go back further because we played football on the Atari 2600. So
there you go.
Basically, since I was 3 years old, been playing football video games. So nobody can tell me shit about these games. Nobody.
Right. I'm right there with you. I've always been playing football. I know I've been playing a football game at least on the 7800.
That's what I'm saying.
I know I've been around the block.
So it's like we know where it started. We know where it's transitioned. We know where it's going. We will not be around for where it ends.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, end of the day, Play the game if you enjoy it. Try it if it intrigues you. If it doesn't, don't play it. But don't let somebody else's opinion warp your opinion of the game.
Right.
If you're not impressed by the trailers, at least give it a try. If it's free, you don't lose anything except time that you probably be spending doing something else.
I believe, honestly, if you're a gamer, you're going to give it a run. You're going to try it at least once. And if it's not for you, that's cool. And I mean, but somebody to sit there and say, I'm not going to try it and yada, 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 yada. You can't say how bad the game is. Yeah, you can have it, like we said with Bills. You can have an impressions on the game because all of us have played football games before. But when you see this big of, well, I ain't gonna say big of an improvement, but when you see things have changed that this much in a game, at least give it a run and say, okay, I want to see what the running game is like now. Let's see how they really did with the pass rush on the right stick again, like how they used to have. See if they made it better, or if is it the same, or if is it worse. You know, when you're not able to go and try to look into those things, that's when I know it's like, okay, you just really don't care. You just want to bash the game.
Because they'll be the people that say, "Oh, well, you know, I'm not even going to try Madden this year," and then the next day they're like, "Fuck, I need a football game." Yeah, okay, all right, cool.
Right. I mean, I just think at the end of the day, I think we all just need to be honest. We need to be straightforward.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's one thing that we don't do. Well, I ain't say we, but a lot of people don't do. They lie by just telling you different things, and they lie by omission. They don't tell you the whole story. Like, that's one main thing about the break. I know, baby. That's one thing about the breakdown videos. I stopped doing it because it's deception by omission. You're going to tell me something wrong with one play, but you played the full game, right? How many times did this happen? You know what I mean? And honestly, if something like that happened in every play, or at least 50% of the time, then you will have an issue where the game needs to be recalled because too many people will be complaining at that point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, we just got to be honest. I mean, look at NBA Live. NBA Live had those same issues that people are talking about when it comes to Madden as far as gameplay, and you see where NBA Live is right now because it was just too unbearable to play. Madden has its issues. I mean, we're not sitting here saying that it's all peaches and cream, but it's nowhere near to the point where it's that bad because the game would not be released if those certain plays happen every single time. If you don't like the movement of the game, I understand. If you don't like the pacing of the game, I get it. That's a programming issue. But just to sit here and say that all these trash plays happen every time, that's not true because we've all displayed that that's not the case.
Well, and then for the people that, you know, always bash the game, if you play the beta, give some feedback. Don't just sit and bitch about it. And then the game comes out and you say, "Oh, see, the game's ass." But you played it and didn't post any beta feedback.
Yeah. I mean that's just how some people are.
You can't complain about casuals ruining the game, but you didn't put your 2 cents in about it. It makes no sense. This isn't voting in America. There's not a popular vote versus electoral college on Madden feedback. You know what I'm saying? It's like your feedback goes straight to the forum, and it lumps in what everybody else is. But when there are certain trends of things that they see, they do pay attention to that.
And then not on top of that, it can't be just, you know, this is trash. It can't be like a simple, you know, observation. It's got to be, you know, what is it? What happened? And what do you think could be a situation? And then also, here's the bonus that I think they're looking for. What's your possible solution?
Well, let's not get into that, you know.
Well, here's the thing. Here's why I talk about the beta feedback. Last year, there were a lot of people that were complaining about the quarterback animations and pass rush. There were just as many people saying, "Do not touch the pass rush and do not touch those animations." And what happened? They didn't touch them.
Right.
So you have to be vocal. If there's something that you do like in the beta, say something about it. Yeah.
FYI, Real Football Gamer 17, 18 are not the same game. 17 in ways are better. The only thing about 18 is the fact that the players do get skinny when they do go between the tackles. Other than that, 17 is a much better game in my opinion. And 18 messed up because it was their first year doing Frostbite. But he also says, I trust you guys' comments and observations over the games because I asked about b-ball games and you guys were right from me going to try them. I mean, we're always gonna be honest. I mean, that's just the main thing. I mean, we don't try to push propaganda or try to tell you guys one thing or we don't like this company, we don't like that company. It's like, look, we're going to give you as much information about these sports, especially sports titles, as much as possible. Because this is we're here because of sports gaming and we love our sports games to the point where we will play bad games. I mean, me and Bills, how many hours we talk about hours? How many hours we put in Live 14 Bills?
You know what? I can look it up. Give me a second.
I mean, I don't even think
I'm not too proud of.
Yeah, I don't even think they even got it in on PS4 because I had it on PS4. I didn't have it on Xbox. So I mean, we put up a lot of hours, and we put up too many hours on Live 14.
I really don't know how many hours I had on it. I had it, and I actually streamed it.
Yeah,
I have the game. I had the game that I streamed. It was originally streamed on Twitch, and I exported it over to YouTube. That was playing against Houston. So,
Hold on.
Oh boy.
2 days, an hour and 56 minutes.
Well, that's more than some of the Maddens we played.
It is. It is. That's what's funny about it. Holy shit. 2 days, man.
Yeah, I mean, like, and that's another thing. Real Football Game. He also says it's okay to agree to disagree. I mean, well, that's something that's been a problem in this community for a long time. A lot of people just cannot do that. So,
wasn't 18 the one that introduced a change in the pass game?
Yeah, they did the target passing in 18.
Yeah,
that was the first one they did the target passing.
Yeah, that was. I liked it for what it was worth. I used it sparingly, but it was
the main thing about target pass. You know what they just should have done? They should have just left everything on the left analog stick, like how they used to do back in the day. Well, and wherever you want to lead the ball, use the left analog stick. That's what.
Yeah, but the main sticking point that I didn't like was that you couldn't move your quarterback once you initiated it.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's why they should have just.
That was the dumbest thing. I was saying like, Rex, what are you doing?
I'm just happy. I'm just happy that they have put enough animations in where the 2-player animations are kind of like a non-issue to me at this point, as far as catching the ball is concerned. Mm-hmm. Because I've been able to put the ball in some really crazy spots with certain quarterbacks, and it wasn't like shifting to catch the ball; it just was put in a crazy spot.
Well, Bills, this is another thing that we talk about. I mean, you could have done that since Madden 19, I think, where you can really throw the ball. You just have to have the quarterback to do so. And that came back from NCAA 14, where if you had the right quarterback, you can put the ball almost anywhere. It's just that, some people who make some of these videos and some people who are critiquing the game, they don't play the game long enough to see this stuff. And that's another thing. These games, a lot of people may not realize it, but these games are very deep. It's going to take a lot of time to learn everything about these games. And one cycle, I think the problem is we don't get it. We are not able to see what these games entail because the next cycle turns right back around. Like if you sit here and play a game for a while, you'll actually see what these games have in store,
Mm-hmm.
It's just, we just don't have enough time because the next 9 months or next 10 months, the new game is coming out.
I mean, I'll give you an example. Like I've played 2K so much, I pretty much have seen every animation in the game.
Right.
But the thing is, they trigger at the right times, which is the key with Madden. Yeah, you might pretty much exhaust their entire animation bank for jukes and whatever. But if they play out differently every time, based on the situation, it'll still give you some replayability.
Right.
You can see Patrick Mahomes' throwing form every game if you're using them in franchise. But when you add things like that pass rush dynamic with the physics-based contact between, pass rushers and quarterbacks, then it makes it different.
Well, this goes back to what I was saying about one of the reasons why I still play older games. Because when you really see what these games entail, you really get a grasp of what the development of the game was really about. You can't see all of this in one cycle. You just can't. And it just goes back to people saying, oh, Madden don't do this, Madden don't do that. Well, we don't have enough time to really see what they do unless if this is the only game you play on your console. And that's another thing. is more of an indictment to people who do play this as the only game on their console. They still don't see this stuff. So what does that tell you in general about their, their side of the coin or their point of view of the game?
Well, here's my other thing is, how can somebody say that, the game from one year to the next is the same, where you can put a video up of Madden 19's running animation and then show Madden 20's and it's completely different? That's just voluntary ignorance.
Well, I will say
that the game looks the same.
I look the same, no, but running animation, Madden 20's running animation is the worst.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying if you put up Madden 19's, which was bearable, and then you put up Madden 20's,
right?
They don't even look close.
Madden 17 and 18, they had it right and they got away from. I don't understand. I mean, even at 19 before the real player movement patch was taken out, they had it right and they went away from it and it never came back since.
Well, Madden 19, because Madden 19, remember they had it for different body types too. So Derrick Henry had a different one than Deion Lewis. That was nice. But then they talked about last year adding signature ones.
Well, it was signature, all right.
Well, the thing was, it was signature as far as their arm movement, but it wasn't signature as far as their strides.
Everybody had that squatty run in 20.
Everybody had
that
squat.
Was the worst. Mm-hmm. It was the worst. I don't know who did that mocap. They need to get fired. That was terrible.
Nobody runs like that.
No, exactly. Nobody runs like they're sitting on a toilet at the same time. It was terrible.
They wouldn't build any type of speed.
Nope.
Let's see. Let me look at some of these comments.
I just saw something that Bill's posted on Facebook about an hour ago. I think it was funny because I was wondering if what's the name was going to clap back, but Evan Fournier made a comment about Davis Bertans.
Yeah,
and it was it was basically because Davis Bertans is deciding to sit out the restart in Orlando. So Evan Fournier was like, seriously, though, if you think it's okay to sit and watch your teammates play while you're perfectly healthy, it says a lot about you. The clapback from Bertans was, if you don't care about the risk, he tagged Evan, he replied to him. So if you don't care about the risk of playing in Orlando, then also next time tag me with your opinion about me.
Mm-hmm.
So
my thing is though, I think Davis Bertans might have had bunny ears with that one because he's not the only one sitting out. He's not even the only one talking about sitting out. And a lot of other people are talking about sitting out, and it's not because of the whole social justice thing. So Davis Bertans is clearly has a guilty conscience as far as that's concerned.
Well, yeah, because the other risk, like you said, the other risk is still COVID-19.
But he has a guilty conscience because what I'm saying is he wasn't the only player that said he was going to sit out because of that. So he clearly had a guilty conscience and automatically thought Fournier was talking about him. He wasn't.
Yes, he was.
That's just that. No, he wasn't. Nobody's checking. Nobody's checking for Davis Bertans. Anyway, go ahead.
No, he was talking about him.
No, but nobody's checking.
He was talking about him. I'm like, Orlando and Washington rivals. Who else is he talk? Who else is Evan Fournier going to talk about?
Orlando and Washington are rivals.
They're rivals, and they're the two teams that are battling for the eighth spot. And this wasn't said until after Bertans decided to sit out. So yeah, if Evan was talking about else, he would have said it a while ago. But he did. Anyway,
I think that the whole topic about sports returning, I think that's going to be something we need to address. Maybe, I don't know what the next episode is going to be. Friday, right?
Yep.
Okay, maybe next week. I think we'll probably address that because it looks like it's going to be a serious issue where none of the sports may not be playing this fall. So
Jokic has coronavirus now.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Jokic got it. Like a handful of Georgia puppies got it now. It's starting to spread to the point where it's going to be unbearable to play unless I don't know. Like I said, we'll get some more information. We're going to touch on that at a later time because right now I'm it's really like in trouble. Let's see. Chris Thomas said, what you guys think about the D-line move back to the right stick? That's been long overdue, especially for somebody like me who plays NCAA 14. I still play with those mechanics. Let's see.
Hopefully you can turn that off. I mean, turn off the display of it.
Yeah. I don't like the
It
display.
makes it still look like a quick time event.
Yeah, and it's a little distracting too.
Yeah.
Let's see who else. Where's that comment? Oh, never mind. Let's see. Madden 12, Real Football Game said Madden 12 been taking the good stuff out since. Madden's been taking the good stuff out since Madden 12.
Yep,
The only thing I like
franchise mode.
Yeah, the only thing I like, when it comes to franchise mode, they had one of the best off seasons of franchise mode on Madden 12. I wish that would come back.
What do you know? The hell they shouldn't take this year off.
Huh?
What? Huh?
Real Football Gamer talking about Madden should take this year off due to the hell no. Put that game out, fam. I need all my sports games.
Yeah, I don't agree with that either. And I was gonna make a video about that, but
I know you're joking. I'm joking. I'm joking too.
Obligated, but yeah, I caught the joke on that one too.
Yeah, I know he's joking.
Let's see. What else I say? Okay, I don't see any other one.
Remember, Madden got to innovate.
I got to coordinate.
Honestly,
wow.
One from a perspective of the going on. This is a perfect time for Madden to actually retool their gameplay and don't worry about the next gimmick that will be in the season. Like, for instance, I'm not saying that Pat Mahomes or Lamar Jackson was a gimmick, but when they make these games, they try to tailor to the hot thing that's in the league. You know what I'm saying? Like it went all the way back to even with Madden 13 and Madden 25. Around that time, the pistol was the thing in the Madden. So you had the RG3s, the Colin Kaepernicks, and all the other semi-mobile quarterbacks.
I think they've already found it though.
What you mean?
I don't know if people have noticed this, but they have a lot of new animations of taking the ball out of somebody's hands. And I saw that shit happen a lot last year in the NFL, and it's clear that they took a notice of it. There's animations where the one guy will go to the ground with the ball, and then the other guy will wrestle it out. And they've had, the Bosa animation snatching the ball from. Then there was another one in this trailer. They're serious about that shit. I mean, I did see it last year a fair amount in real life, but that's like their new gimmick.
No, but see, that's what I'm saying. It's like, even with that, it's like that's something that should have been in the game anyways. The strip ball animations. Like, if you look at Madden 25, or I think in certain Maddens now, like if you still hold or press the SWAT button when somebody's trying to catch the ball, the defensive back will still try his best to knock the ball out of the player's hands. Stuff like that nobody talks about that's in Madden. So, like, when you're talking about like how dynamic a player is, or the new big thing that's on ESPN, they don't have the luxury of pushing that this year or for Madden 22 because it's nothing flashy on TV. So one good thing about it is that they can actually focus on basic stuff instead of trying to have every fucking quarterback have a rocket arm because Pat Mahomes is on the cover. You kind of see what I'm saying?
No, I get it.
You know what I mean? It's like everybody, the Madden 16, OBJ, everybody can do the one-handed catch because that was the new flashy thing. And I hate to say it like this, I don't want to have sports around now or football around because it negates that gimmick for Madden to put in for Madden 22. They have no choice but to focus on regular football because let's say who's the new player, like Jadeveon Clowney or Chase Young has like this cool ass sack animation and dance, so we're going to let everybody do it for Madden 22. No, fuck all that. That's not there. So focus on the basics that you need to focus on. So that I'm cool with that. Everybody don't have to be throwing 60 yards on the run with Tua because you saw it on ESPN in week 3. So we're going to put that in Madden 22. No, that's not there now. So just focus on the shit that's already fucked up. You know what I mean? So
that's true.
That's the stuff I'm talking about.
All right. So I just seen in the chat, Daniel Daly just said update MLB is back, and that is confirmed. They did agree to the 60-game 2020 season.
Yeah, I remember that.
Opening day is set to be July 24th. They just agreed to it today.
Yeah, I saw that earlier. I was surprised I didn't put that in Yeah, whatever. But
So
yeah,
they got this animation. Jamal Adams, I guess, got an interception, and he's running, and literally Odell Beckham comes and tackles him and takes the ball at the same time.
that's good stuff.
Well, actually,
And
no,
to me,
I take that back. The angle they showed it looked like Jamal Adams had the ball, but actually Odell Beckham had the ball. But they did show the Joey Bosa one though.
But see, that's the thing. That's good stuff. If you want player likeness in the game with things that players do, that's the type of stuff I would like to see. Now, the flip side of that is players with that type of personality, the only ones that need to be doing it. Everybody don't need to be doing that. Joey Bosa's strip sack, he needs to have that. Nobody else. You kind of see what I'm saying? Is that's the stuff that I would like to see. Like, I don't.
Well, here's the key: give us the ability to edit and attach X factors to who we want to in our roster.
Yeah,
that's the key. Because you can adjust the badges in 2K, and people who didn't get enough love, go ahead and give them all the badges that you want. Madden goes and they say we'll update it and take them away from certain people and give. I don't want you to police that. I don't want to download your fucking roster.
Because it was nothing was worse than Madden 16. Madden 16 was the worst because everybody was Odell Beckham Jr. I mean, some dude even put it on YouTube where even Eli Manning was goddamn, Odell Beckham with the same catch animation. That stuff has to go. That should not be in the game.
Yeah, that's what I don't like. I don't like the fact that they put these in. People complain about them, and then the offline folks get the short end of the stick because we can't edit them.
Right. Or we can't take that animation from somebody.
Yeah, there's a lot of things. I wouldn't have had that fucking enforcer shit on anybody last year.
Right.
So
I agree.
Offline, we shouldn't have to pay for that just because you want to police it and give the online people what they want. Let us edit them. I mean, I don't get why that's an issue.
No, I don't get it either.
Actually, I'm asked Clint in the chat that day too. I should tweet him, but I'm not going to get into that.
See that? I mean, that's the thing I'm talking about. Is like when you really look at what they have in the game, it's not bad stuff they have in the game. It's just the execution and the triggering of animations. It's just some of them trigger for everybody, some don't trigger for none. But now what they're saying in this trailer, like certain players going to be able to reach, some players going to be able to tackle different, some players going to be able to throw when getting hit differently. This is the type of stuff that should have been in Madden for a very long time. And like King Cobra says right here, you say you still need to see it in action to believe it. And I agree. I totally agree with that. It's absolutely, is absolutely a must. And he also says that he'd rather have the gameplay. That's a part of gameplay. People don't realize that the differentiation of players and the way they respond to certain things and have their own uniqueness and likeness on the field is a part of gameplay. Now, if you want to talk about actual programming issues, okay, I get it. But for the most part, it's still a part of the gameplay for players to be different. Everybody can't be a robot and do the same stuff, especially when you have the technology now. Real Football Gamer also says, would you rather have a Madden with amazing simulation gameplay and no well, I already know I'm not playing that because they don't have franchise. Y'all got any thoughts on that?
Well, I'm looking at the second part. Amazing franchise with all the things from Madden PS2 and more, but has horrible Madden 06 gameplay. I mean,
it's got to be a balance of both.
I was gonna say, I'm not choosing.
Because if it was me, because if it was up to me, I'd probably do what DJ did. Go to the one with amazing franchise and just simulate everything.
I refuse to choose the lesser of the two evils. You need to give me a complete game of both.
Right. I mean, if I had to choose, it'd be the franchise with horrible gameplay. I'll just go in and play GM and I'll just watch, or I'll just simulate everything and don't even play. You know what I mean? That's the only thing I would do.
I'm gonna just link everybody to that thread because it's some crazy shit doing no sims. I know Bills was thrilled about that, especially at the end.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty good thread. I saw that. That's a really good thread.
What's he talking about here?
No, you're talking about the thread of
all the game. Remember, I was taking pictures and I was posting them about the NBA 2K My League, and I just simmed like a fan, not like a fantasy season, but like I just started up another My League, and I was controlling the Bulls.
Yeah,
And
they
it's
lost some points with me with some of that shit.
Yeah.
They lost
I'm
some
like,
points with me.
VF would have been pleased that the Bulls didn't really do too well. I had them computer controlled, even though I was like using them,
You're right.
but they made a couple. What was it? They made two playoff appearances, got knocked out in the first round each moment. They actually had a stacked squad towards the end of that simulation run, but the three straight, they three NBA finals with Trey Young being the Finals MVP.
Yeah,
All
I
three
saw that. I
years.
saw that. Like, and Luca went there 3 times in a row and didn't make it. Like, dang, that's like the Jim Kelly. I was like, yeah, but that was phenomenal what you did. Though. I thought that was pretty cool. But Real Football Gamer also says like Madden these days have bad franchise and okay gameplay with ups and downs. And see, and that's everything what we've been saying in a nutshell when it comes to this entire segment about Madden, this whole trailer things. Like when you look at Madden, even from way back when we started, critiquing Madden has never been a terrible game. It's just that it had too many shortcomings for us to play it. Like, that's been the main problem with the game. It's like the okay gameplay is just not enough when the whole package is not there. It's just we'll go back and play it when an update comes, or we'll have a fun with it a few times, and we'll go play something else. I mean, it's just funny that I'm still playing NCAA 14 all this time, and it has the gameplay and the dynasty mode to match. It just tells you everything you need to know.
I don't understand. Oh, good.
Wait, did you just post this in the DMs? I just caught the headline on it, and I'm like, oh boy.
So I wasn't gonna address that on the podcast, but since we have a little bit of time left, I want to go ahead and address this because Antonio Brown, I'm sorry, I think he deserves a bit of an apology, and I'm gonna go into something that Big Ben talks about. So basically, for those of y'all who don't know, Big Ben Roethlisberger basically has admitted to off the field addiction issues that he's had. He went to he was on a virtual conference for Christian men. Not gonna comment on that. And he was basically talking about his vices. He said, "I've been addicted to alcohol. I've been addicted to pornography, which makes me then not the best husband, not the best father, not the best."
Wait, that's a addiction to porn. I understand, but that kind of
No, you know what? That puts a lot of things into perspective about his past now.
No, but this is what. So here's what I'm gonna say about this. He says, let me see if I can find it. Last year we were crazy off season. All I thought about was getting back to football, and I was like, God, you're gonna give me all this redemption. I'm going to go out there, prove everybody wrong, win a Super Bowl, and we're gonna give you all the glory. Second game, I tear my elbow. That was God. Like, hold on, it's not your plan of coming back. It's got to be my plan. Those are the wake up calls that he gives you to say, hold on, don't be selfish and do it on your own time. So then, he also talks about, a lot of other things. But here's my thing. So Antonio Brown made a point when he was on the Steelers of pointing out shit about Big Ben Roethlisberger that makes him not such a great leader, right? And everybody said, no, Antonio Brown's just being a diva. Now Big Ben comes out and admits it himself. After Le'Veon Bell also said something. After James Harrison also said something. I think they need an apology. I think they deserve an apology.
Well, I agree. I think the thing about that is a lot of people kind of knew Big Ben had problems. I mean, we saw what happened in Millersville, Georgia. We saw the motorcycle accident situation. I mean, I'm not saying
we've
that.
seen the missing camera and him being accused of sexual assault.
That's what I'm saying. The Millersville, Georgia thing. That's what I was talking about. So I think the whole thing about that is, yeah, they do deserve an apology, but I think people knew, but they were just trying to cover it for him because of a good old boy system.
I
honestly believe that's I agree with you.
But that's what they were pointing to, though. That's my thing. It's like that's what they were pointing to. They were saying you're mad at Le'Veon for holding out for money that he deserves. You're mad at James Harrison because James Harrison exposing politics on the team. You're mad at Antonio Brown for the same thing, and all the while you cover up all the shit that Big Ben's done in the past and make him out to be the saint, like him throwing AB under the bus in a press conference. That's part of being a leader. So that's why I say it's like now he comes and even admits he's been a piece of shit. And now everybody's gonna say, oh, well, isn't that great? He came out and admitted that he had addictions and blah blah blah. No, get the fuck out of here, because y'all don't keep that same energy with anybody else. So that's my issue with that. That's why those three that were in the franchise and called out Mike Tomlin being a fucking yes man to a player that's underneath him as the head coach. That's why them calling him out and calling Big Ben out and calling the organization out, they deserve an apology.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
I agree with that, because like we said earlier, I think they literally cover for Big Ben for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I knew that from the beginning. Like when I saw the stuff that he been going through, this was even before AB and Le'Veon Bell was even in the league. I knew it was something was not right with him. I always knew that. Spectacular Pooh says AB deserves one, but he got his own demons. Yeah, that's true.
He also said he admitted that he used his platform for selfish reasons early in his career.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, it's like he's saying all this shit because he knows people will make excuses for him.
Exactly. And that's the problem what I was saying about the good old boy system. It's like that they cover for him. Now you go right back in, let's say if African-American quarterback or African-American player had these same issues. I'm gonna tell you something right now. These issues would not been hidden for this long. They would have been already up to the forefront and they would have told everyone about this quote unquote addiction that this player had. That's the problem.
I got a better one for you. Johnny Manziel.
And he's not even African American. Exactly.
Johnny Manziel has a bunch of black friends that he has stood up for at different times in his career. And people have said you shouldn't hang out with him. You shouldn't hang out with him. You shouldn't hang out with that guy. You shouldn't hang out with that guy. You have so much talent. Why are you hanging out with Josh Gordon? Why are you hanging out with that guy? Johnny Manziel, if Johnny Manziel and Ben Roethlisberger's careers could have been the same if Ben Roethlisberger ended up on the Browns the way Johnny Manziel did.
Yeah.
He went to a great organization with a great history and a great head coach. He was humbled, but then you find out all the shit after the fact. He's addicted to alcohol. He's addicted to pornography. He got charged with sexual assault. He did irresponsible shit like riding a motorcycle at some breakneck speed. Yeah. So it's like that's the thing. They wash all this shit under the table. They brush all that under the table, under the rug. But people like Johnny Manziel, people like Josh Gordon, people like Antonio Brown, they don't get that.
No, you're
crazy.
Exactly right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I think, that just goes to show you that the organization, even though they're still, one of the most prominent organizations in all the NFL, they still have a lot of problems, and they have more problems than some of these other organizations have now. So that's just something that we need to just keep an eye on. You wanted to talk about Dak Prescott, Bills. What's been going on with him?
So Dak Prescott is going to sign his franchise tender for the third straight year. And it's worth 31 mil and change. They say that a long-term deal is still not imminent, regardless of him signing this. Here's what I think this is. I think he's going to say, look, there's a lot of shit going on with this NFL season that kind of makes things a bit unbalanced to be in a contract year. I think we have the team to maybe win a Super Bowl this year. I'll play ball for this year. And if we don't win, I'm out. And I'm going to go get my money elsewhere. Because I'm not going to fight with y'all. But at the same time, I don't have leverage because we might be on a shortened season. Things might be different. Might not be fans in the stadium. All sorts of outside factors. I think he knows that this just isn't a normal contract year.
Right.
So he's gonna just cooperate for this 1 year. I think that's what that is.
Yeah. No. Yeah, me personally, like I said before, I think Dak deserves his money because he did everything that Jerry Jones told him to do, even go against the kneeling thing. he did everything that he was asking for him, and I think that alone he should get his money. Do I think because based on performance? No, I think he could have done better, but he deserves the money that quarterbacks are going for right now. I don't agree with him how he felt about the kneeling and the protests and stuff because he took the not so popular road with that, but I don't think that should have anything to do with his contract. But as far as his what he's done, as far as his for the team, I think he done everything correctly and he should get his money. So I think for him to cave, I think that was not good on his part because Jerry Jones is going to fall in love with Andy Dalton, and then next year Dak's probably going to be out the door. What about you, DJ?
Well, a folding chair is going to be a folding chair, always 100%. And also, Coons will eat chicken.
Oh, come on, man.
As far as Dak Prescott is concerned, he did it to himself. I'm like, if he should have just just left out. I'm like, because if you said it, he's done everything he's been told to do. He's been doing everything that he's supposed to do, even outside being told. And like, no long-term commitment incoming. I mean, Dak needs to leave that situation in a heartbeat. Stop being a coon. Stop eating that chicken that Jerry Jones is feeding y'all.
You ain't sure.
And leave the plantation.
Wow. Right. And like I said, my thing is that when you saw Andy Dalton get signed, I would have been like, you know what, I'm out. That's what I would have been like. I'd have been, I'm done. Because Andy Dalton, for all intents and purposes, he's still good enough to start he's good enough to start on an NFL team. So you could kind of knew what was going on there. If they would have picked up another backup, a bona fide backup, I could see where you say, all right, Dak, it's still your team or whatever. But Andy Dalton clearly is in the position to take over that team. All he has is have like complete 3 passes. And that's a wrap, like, 3 passes in a row. Dak, you can sit over here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I swear the head coach is looking like the overseer right now, just out there about to crack that whip on Dak if he don't do his job. So Dak, you need to leave the plantation ASAP.
Yeah, it's time for him to roll on. I agree.
Leave Master Jerry alone. Just leave the plantation. Be free. We's free now.
Oh goodness. So I don't have anything else as far as that goes. I just think it's ridiculous that he actually signed it. I wouldn't have thought he did, but I mean you reap what you sow, I guess. I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Any other thoughts on that, Bills? I know you already said what you had to say.
I mean, no, I can't really disagree with y'all. He kind of played himself in a way. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be very interesting, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, if they do get to play, because like I said, we don't know how everything's gonna be played out with this virus or whatever. But regardless, he's still under contract whenever they decide to come back and play. So he's still gonna have that over his head. So we'll see how that goes. Anything else y'all got? Because I think we had a pretty good show overall. So anything else you want to add to? We can talk about it briefly or whatever.
Oh no, I got nothing else. So just can't wait to play more Last of Us 2, despite all the hatred and unfounded rage and
weirdos.
Fake outrage over something that is not yours.
Right. You know what? King Cobra just came up with a really good idea. He said they could trade him and see what they can get. That would not be a bad idea for the Cowboys.
That's typical for a plantation.
I knew that was coming. But yeah, I don't think that'd be a bad idea, honestly. But
I don't think you can. I don't think you can trade him.
You think he's damaged goods?
No, I don't think you can trade it. I don't think there's anywhere for him to land. I don't think you can trade him.
Well, shoot, they've been calling him all sorts of boy on that plantation. So he Yeah.
I don't. Where's no? But realistically, like in all seriousness, like where's he gonna land? Every place pretty much has a starting quarterback. Oh my god. No, but seriously, like realistically, there's no team I can think of.
No, the more you think about it, I don't see one either.
There's nowhere for him to go. Everybody has a starting quarterback.
The only other plantation would be in Washington.
No, they're nah. No, he not coming to Washington. Maybe.
I don't see.
Yeah, they share crop in Washington.
He's so stupid.
They don't have slaves.
Chris Thomas says Jamal Adams. In your opinion, that he wants to be traded. I think I want him to go to the Cowboys.
He wants to go to the Cowboys too, so I think that'd be a pretty good match.
Wow.
As far as
I'm gonna call him a folding chair too.
Man, cut it out.
Now, I think the problem with him and the Jets is like really bad though.
It is.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I mean, him with going to the Cowboys. I mean, I can understand. That may not be ideal, but maybe
it wouldn't be ideal for his money situation. But I think he's like, yo, if I'm gonna stay on this shit show team, y'all gonna pay me,
right? So
pretty much, yeah. But yeah, Jamal, that'll be a mistake for him to go to the Cowboys. You don't want to go there, especially if you for the cause. You don't want to be.
The Ravens was another team he had on his.
I would rather him go to the Ravens.
Chris Thomas. Of course, you want him to go to the Bucs. You're a Bucs fan.
You already know that. I'm still trying to think of a place for Dak Prescott to go.
Nowhere. There's nowhere for him to go.
Honestly, well, no, because they put a lot of money into Kirk Cousins.
There's nowhere for him to go.
There's really nowhere to go for him.
That's what I'm saying. There's nowhere.
Kirk Cousins still to
well, hold on. The Patriots.
Yeah. That is one place.
Other than that, I don't see anywhere else.
Yeah,
the Bears already fucked up with their QB situation, so
yeah. Well, the Bears might be a spot, but yeah,
maybe the Jaguars.
Yeah, I can see the Jaguars. I can also see that.
Those are only two teams on AEW for like one show and then sign.
So you go from one sinking ship to another. Anyway. The Packers. You said Rodgers' replacement. Did you miss the draft?
I was about to say, did you miss
the NFL draft, sir?
Wow.
The Giants. They drafted Daniel Jones with a top 5 pick. Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, and Daniel Jones actually playing pretty good. So
at this point, Noble shouldn't be making any type of guesses on anything he doesn't know about.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. Maybe the Jaguars, because Minshew. I know King David might not want to hear this, but Minshew is he's up and coming, but I don't think he's gonna be. If you got a chance to get Dak, I think they'll put Dak on the bench, right? I mean,
but Noble's saying, what if they're bust? But bro, we haven't seen if they are or not.
Yeah,
so
I mean that's the
trade for him before you see what you have. I mean,
yeah.
Daniel Jones had no targets last year,
and yeah, like I said, he actually did fairly well.
Maybe the Saints won't put much stock. There's no way they're trading for Dak Prescott.
No,
there's no.
The only reason why I say no because for some unknown reason they like that quarterback they got now.
Taysom.
They like Taysom for some reason. That dude can't throw worth a damn, but they like him.
I think it's simple. You're not gonna have Dak Prescott and Drew Brees on the same team.
No, you just they like the other guy because he's not black.
Oh, but they just signed Jameis though.
See, I'm not saying the team. I'm talking about the fans.
Oh,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I don't get it. I hear quarterback talk. What do you think about my Cards? The
Cardinals. I think they're gonna. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think they're gonna be all right, bro.
Yeah, BF, you just missed your boy.
Who that?
Xavier. That's Big J Matt. The artist.
Oh, okay, I didn't know.
My bad.
My bad.
I just caught it. So, hey, welcome to the show.
What's going on, Zay? Good to see you, man. We haven't seen you on Twitter in a while, man. That's good to know that you're still around. I know you're still making that music, and can't wait for that to come out.
Yeah, we got a bit of celebrity in the chat. in the chat. So there we go. Yeah.
But when it comes to your Cardinals, absolutely. I think they're gonna be all right. I mean, they got D-Hop, they still got Fitzgerald. Kyler Murray he played a lot better than I thought he did last year. So I think he's gonna improve.
Man, they robbed the fuck out of the Texans. Took advantage of that dumbass GM coach.
Yeah, they
down
robbed
with
them.
the Texans. Yeah, I think Arizona is gonna rise quickly because of that.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be all right, man. I think they're gonna be pretty good. Let me see.
I think they're still gonna be.
I just worry about their defense.
I think they're still gonna be third in the division, unfortunately. But
yeah, because the division is a little bit tough. But I think
Seahawks and the 49ers will be 1 and 2, and then the Cardinals. I mean, you never know. Might be able to work their way into having 3 teams from that division make the playoffs. You never know.
Well, I mean, the thing about that is as well, if they play their cards right, but they tend to beat one or the two of their divisional rivals every every year. So if they can pull off a couple of upsets, they may be second in the division.
Noble. Jared Goff was the first overall pick in the draft.
Right. Let me see. Let's go back and see who the cards
about
picked up.
taking advice from a person whose name comes from a team that got wiped out in the Halo game.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The name.
They also said working on new music, disappear from social media, keep tabs on the podcast. So man, we appreciate that. We're a wild card squad.
I wish I could, Xavier McCrary. I wish I could disappear from
let's
social media.
see. Your wild card at best.
He says Skip needs to stop lying, saying Kyler. I like how he said Maury. Kyler Murray is 5'10", homie is 5'6". I think he's about 5. I think he's about 5. I think he's about 5'8".
Yeah,
about 5'8".
He played way bigger. And looking at the draft, they went a lot on defense. So I mean, their offense was already pretty decent, and they did the right thing by going defense. So he said wild card at best. That's a little stretch, but I'll say at least 500.
So you're talking about 3 teams coming out of the West.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I said. I think that's a possibility.
And you think the first round matchup would be in that wild card would be Seattle? I would think Seattle versus Arizona.
Yeah.
In that wild card game.
At this point, I have no faith in the Rams. So that's why I say it's possible they can be number 2.
The Chargers drafted Justin Herbert, so that's going to be a no too.
Yeah, I agree. The Cards' defense is the Achilles heel. I'm like, I don't even watch the team. Something about their defense historically has not stood out.
Yeah. I was gonna say, he said he had the 49ers on the ropes last year. Yeah, I mean, the team itself, they played very good. And it's nowhere to go but up when it comes to them, especially with the moves that they made. I can see them. I'll say, like, to be honest, I'll say right now a 500 team. I'm not going to say playoffs yet, but I can, because what was their record last year?
They were.
They go like 7-9 or something.
Yeah, I got to sit there. Let me see.
Oh, look.
I'm looking at it right now. It was standing
5-10, 5-10 and
5 and 10.
So
they're gonna have to
5-10, 5-10 and 1. There was a tie last year.
Okay, so
it was with the Detroit Lions.
Okay, so they got DeAndre Hopkins now, so I can see that could possibly give them 3 more wins. I can say I'd say 8-8. I'm not too I don't feel bad about saying 8-8. I'm pretty confident with that.
Yeah, because in that division they allowed 442 points, which was a net differential of 81.
Yeah, so they had to both up on defense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see 8-8, 7-9, possibly. I mean, y'all should be able to get 2 more wins and not tie again, so that should be good. As a realist, he said to give them 9-7. Yeah, 8-8, 9, anywhere between 7 and 9 wins. I can say that. I can say that. Chris Thomas also said how y'all feel about Mixer no longer with Microsoft and with Facebook, and a lot of people from the Mixer community are sad and really upset. We don't use neither one, so I really don't care. I'm be honest with you, I don't. But what I will say is that I saw that coming because Mixer just never really took off. So,
Yeah, I said the same thing. It seemed like Mixer was a fad, and it's gone.
I thought he was about to say something else.
but the thing about it is Mixer was, I mean, in some cases exactly what you said, DJ. It was somewhat of a fast, like it's a different, it's an alternative, so look at us type deal. Choose us because we're an alternative. So I don't think that will really work out when you already have other streaming sites that actually do a pretty good job, you know. So Facebook gaming is supposed to be the next thing to come through. I'm kind of curious about how that goes because Facebook has a really big platform. So we'll see how many numbers that they will garner. Twitch is just too good, and with them teaming up with Amazon just did not make things better for the competition.
Okay, so I got a question. Somebody, no, Xavier has a question about my skins. I'm keeping it open. I don't see them really moving too far from where they were last year, which was at the bottom. I see them probably doing better than the Giants, maybe third in that division. But my biggest question is them on offense because I feel like they're going to be stacked on defense, and they're switching back to the 4-3. So historically, as a 4-3 team, they were better defensively. I'm like, I liked them when they were in 3-4, but the play calling was atrocious on defense. They were all constantly cover 4 on key downs. They were asking Ryan Kerrigan to cover, and he's a pass rusher. They're asking the other guy, Sweat. They were asking him to cover, and he's a pass rusher. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you? What the fuck are y'all doing? Rush one of them. Do something different. Like, damn.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think y'all will be fine. I mean, when it comes to this season, and most of the teams have a lot of talent, so it's hard to say like, well, this team is just going to be terrible, write them off. It's hard to say that when you do have a lot of talent going on. Like we just talked about the quarterback situation. Like if Dak was actually traded, where he's going to go? Because like talent is all over the place now, so it's not that easy to just say it's doom and gloom for any team, let alone any player. So it's going to be interesting because you can make a case for almost any team. I mean, we just made a case for Arizona to be, even at 500 or above. So, excuse me.
All I just know is I hope they burn that plantation down in Dallas. Damn.
You and this thing with Jerry Jones.
Coming
from a Redskins fan,
if they ever
right, exactly.
Like, look, we took down our statue of George Preston Marshall.
Here we go.
Jerry Jones has a statue outside his stadium. We need to take that shit down immediately. Down with that. Burn that plantation. Burn it.
You stupid, man. Outside of that, man, anything else y'all got? Let's say Chris Thomas said Bucks going 11-5. I can see that with the team they got now. What was that? With Spectacular Who want to play a board game? Yeah, we're good on that.
He's making terrible jokes.
Wait a minute.
Let's see.
Here's a question. Who's gonna throw more touchdown passes this next year? Kirk Cousins or Jameis Winston?
Oh, I got Kirk Cousins.
You ain't shit for that.
The only reason why the only reason why I say that because Jameis ain't playing because of Drew Brees, but I get what you're saying. I got the joke.
Hey, Xavier. Hey, you ain't about to come in here knocking my new team now.
I don't believe the Bucks at all.
You ain't about to come in here knocking my new team.
No, who said his new team?
My new team. You ain't gonna be knocking my new team. Yeah, I'm proud of it. I left them motherfuckers.
Yeah, I can see it, but I can see 11-5 with that team. That's very reasonable.
Coming out of the NFC South, though.
Yeah, I can see that.
Didn't you just say that's a tough division for them to come out of?
It is, but but what they have, I can see them 11-5 at best. Not saying definitively, but it's a reasonable prediction to say 11-5. If I really had to look at it, honestly, I could see every team coming out of that division probably around 500.
Mhm.
It's going to be a tough because you got everybody stacked up. They got a little bit better. The Saints always do pretty good. Falcons got a couple more pieces. The Panthers, they'll probably be the only one that's definitively say they're going to be probably 6 wins.
Bucks are going 12-4. Falcons gonna make the wild card. Bucks gonna win the division.
Yeah, see something like that. I can see that.
I actually got the Panthers going higher than the Saints this year. I think the Saints are gonna fall off because they're frauds. And
oh man,
I can't believe Brady with the Bucks is gonna be Jordan with the Wizards.
Oh man, that's dirty.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Any chances of us doing a track together have just gone down the drain.
No, that's messed up.
I could have had a collab. Damn.
That's messed up, man. You said Bucks going. Dang.
Like you could be the greatest, but what's around you is what's most important. I think Brady has a better chance in Tampa than Jordan had with the Wizards.
Of course he does. He has a way better team around him.
I agree.
I'm like he has a big receiver that VF has never heard of.
and then there's the fact that Brady is playing at a higher level than Jordan was on the Wizards.
Yeah,
and he has a Gronk.
Yeah, I think, like I said, 12-4, 11-5.
And a damn good coach.
Yeah, 11-4, 12-5, 12-5, 12-4, and 11-5 is very ideal. I think that's the best case scenario for the Bucks.
And historically, Tampa's defense has been on point. So,
matter of fact, how are NFL teams going to plan during the week if key players get tested positive?
Yeah, I mean that's something that we said that we're going to talk about now next week because we really didn't want to get into the virus thing because that's still an ongoing story with more players becoming positive. So I really don't know.
You know what's funny is this one positive test has replaced another as far as rolling out a player because the first positive test was for marijuana, any type of drug enhancement. Now it's all of a sudden, you test positive for COVID-19. Nope, you're gone.
Right.
Whoa. I'm like, damn, I was smoking it just the other day. Damn.
All right, let's do our outros. Bills, what you got?
Whoa. No.
Boy.
My take on it, famous Jameis threw 30 and 30 with 5,000 yards. He also couldn't see quarterbacks make their teams great, right? What did Tom Brady do last year?
Ooh, hey, he low-key got a point, though.
First off, first things first.
And they on the same wavelength as far as Jameson being blind.
Tom Brady was throwing the ball to people with hands of stone.
Oh boy, are you taking? Wait a minute, hold up. Wasn't that the same excuse that what's her name made? What's her name's wife? Yeah, talking about what's her name can't. The difference throw and catch the ball himself.
The difference was she's a bimbo and she was talking about one game. So the thing is, there were a lot of new receivers that also happened to be bums. He said, "But he won a ring with those receivers." No, he didn't.
Oh boy.
Hey, look, Edelman wasn't dropping passes, and guess what? Gronk wasn't there last year. We had Mohamed Sanu, who never really got acclimated, and we had a bunch of rookie and second-year guys that never played big minutes like that. You're not big snaps like that. You're not talking about the same team, bro. It wasn't even close to the same team.
All right.
And guess what? We still won the division.
I'm gonna have to address Spec on this. Spec, the Eagles receivers throughout their entire history have always had receivers with hands of stone. So I don't want to hear anything about.
You say Carson Wentz threw with hands of stone. Y'all ain't give him that. You want to know why we didn't give him that excuse? Because that motherfucker ain't win 5 Super Bowls. That's why.
When you win one.
Matter of fact, his team made it and won a Super Bowl in spite of him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hear it, bro. You don't have to hear it. Go play with plastic. Anyway.
Oh wow.
Back to Xavier's comment. Yeah. So he didn't win a ring with those guys. No, that's not true, bro.
What else y'all got before we go?
I don't got nothing else. Pooh needs to stop getting on the soapbox about them bum ass Eagles.
Well, I mean, I have no words when it comes to Carson Wentz because I mean that's clearly my QB defense story. I mean, when you talk about Carson, they go turbo defense mode because we kind of know the guy has talent, but they talk about him like he's the number one QB in the world. So I don't even go there.
The receivers that, and here's the thing, right? The difference is Nick Foles did win a Super Bowl with those receivers.
That's what I'm saying.
So
that's why I say I can't. I do not talk about Carson Wentz to no Eagles fan because you can't tell him nothing. Yeah, we know that he has talent. We know he has an arm. Yeah, we know he had a little bit of injury history, but y'all make it seem like he's number one in the league, and I can't go for that.
Carson Wentz is y'all's version of James Harden. That motherfucker's above reproach.
Perfect analogy.
If I ask people if Nick Foles was in for all 16 games, no one can answer because we don't deal in hypotheticals. We're talking about facts, and the facts were
exactly. It's
like what are we talking about?
I mean that quarter. I mean Carson Wentz wasn't in for all 16 games. So what are we doing?
You said put some respect on his name. When's the last time he did something respectable? He went out on the field. He got his back broken. He got hurt. And then Nick Foles went to the playoffs for the second year in a row with his old bum ass. And they almost beat the Saints.
No, we're not saying that Pooh acts like he's number one in the week. Your fan base does.
Right.
Your fan base act like Carson can do no wrong.
He went one Super Bowl and y'all think y'all the shit.
Well, this is the issue, bro. You debate with hypotheticals because had he been elsewhere, bro, we're not talking about hypotheticals. We're talking about what actually happened.
He was elsewhere. He was on the bench when they won the Super Bowl.
You said Carson Wentz good for 6 or 7 games. Jalen Hurts. All right, I ain't gonna go. I was with you in the first sentence, Xavier. All right, you were winning me back, and then you said Jalen Hurts, and Jalen Hurts couldn't throw the ball back to the catcher if he was throwing a football from the mound.
Well, listen. Don't be surprised if that man's playing football for the Eagles.
Oh, he's gonna be playing.
I'll just leave it at that.
Sad thing, hold up. The sad thing is in the NFC, Green Bay and Philly are gonna have starting quarterbacks looking over their shoulders for some god awful reason.
Philly's gonna have it because broke-back quarterback is gonna get hurt again this year, and then Jalen Hurts. I mean, they're already talking about splitting snaps with him, ain't they?
Yeah, they already said that exactly.
He said he literally made it easy. Look, we're not praising Nick Foles.
Okay, hold on. Stop. No. Stop. I'm not going to see. This is exactly what I'm talking about. When they talk about Carson can do no wrong. You see this. Look at this comment. I'm going to put this comment up here. He said he as in Carson Wentz, made it easy for Foles to come in and win. Listen, did their coach did he not change that entire offense for Nick Foles to be successful? That had nothing to do with Carson Wentz. Am I lying?
Well, how about you're definitely not lying, but here's the thing though. Pooh, you preach to the choir. I've said this about Nick Foles constantly. He's a guy that plays best when he has no expectations. We are not up here uplifting Nick Foles. Right. So I don't know why you're sitting here.
The thing about that is, Bill, what he said is he made my point. He said this man made it easy for Foles to win when Coach, I can't even remember his name now. Coach literally changed the offense for Nick Foles to succeed because that offense, if Wentz would have ran that offense, it would not cater to Wentz. That had nothing to do with Wentz.
I just look at it like this. There's not a Super Bowl winning quarterback on that roster in Philly. So that dude is in Chicago right now. So
I don't get why he's
man, but that's what I'm saying though. That argument is disingenuous because this man just said that Wentz did this. Wentz ain't do that. We gotta keep this on. We gotta keep this on. Yeah, he won games for the Eagles. He won a lot of games that year before he went down with his injury. But let's be honest, if Nick Foles went right back into that lineup with that same type of offense, y'all wouldn't have had that Super Bowl ring. Now tell me if I'm lying.
But I'm still in the fact that Pooh is arguing hypotheticals. We could do that for a lot of people. What if Sam Bradford's knee didn't crumble to the floor every time he had a chance to play on a team with some talent? I mean, come on, bro. We can do hypotheticals.
Right. It's like saying that's not even. And I don't even want to be defending Nick Foles, but that's not even fair to Nick Foles to say that man did that for him. That's that's not even true.
Wait, Pooh, no. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna fucking do that. He says, here's how I see it at the end of the day. If Carson didn't start those 11 games to win, we don't have a Super Bowl. Who debated that?
Oh, no. Let me tell you something. That argument is valid, but it is very small because what happened in the playoffs? Once again, they had to change the entire offense for Nick Foles to succeed. It doesn't matter if they won 11 games. If they didn't change that offense, those 11 games meant nothing.
No, but here's the thing. This is my point. Two things can be right at the same time. Yes, he put them in a better position as far as home field advantage when it came to the playoffs. But guess what? At the same time, you can't say that he made it easy for Foles.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Those games, you act like he was coaching.
Right. I mean, it's a given. It's a given to win 11 games to be in the position to get to the playoffs and do this and that. I mean, when nobody's disputing that, but you put it in that first when that first comment saying that if it wasn't, where is it again? Where I put it again? Where's that comment that he put? This one right here. That's one right there. That's the problem I have with people who defend Wentz. That is absolutely 100% what I was talking about when he sat there and said he made it easy. No, he did not make it easy because the only way you make it easy is if he was an offensive lineman and he came in and helped block so he wouldn't get sacked. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, he made it easy because he's not on his back. But overall, they had to change that entire offense. Everybody knew that. That had nothing to do with Wentz.
Hey, Pooh, did Phil Simms make it easy for Jeff Hostetler? Just asking for a friend.
Exactly.
Let's stop this. Let's stop this, bro. Let's stop this. And I'm the biggest critic of Nick Foles, but let's stop giving Carson Wentz some type of telepathic fucking approval and telepathic credit.
I'm losing your context. I'm saying exactly what you said.
Right. You're saying verbatim what he said. There's no losing context. There's no context to what you're saying. You're throwing it out.
Who is losing his own context right now?
Listen,
he's arguing with himself.
Big Zay Mac said it right here. He said Wentz can ball. That's understood, but he'd never get a full season out of him. And I think that's fair.
He said the Eagles. Peter Framerates said the Eagles were a different team with Foles before the Super Bowl. The defense was winning them more games. That's also true, but
that's also true as well. I agree with that.
That's not Wentz. That has nothing to do with Wentz.
Once again, that just goes right back to what I said with that first comment. When we first started talking about this, there's a reason why I do not talk to Eagles fans about this because they do stuff like that.
Yeah,
they do. They put Wentz on this pedestal that's in 90% of the time it's not warranted. I mean, it's not warranted for him to say he did that to win that ring. Yeah, he won 11 games, but they didn't use the same offense. They literally had to change everything.
All right, Noble said Dak is better than Wentz. Okay, Dak is more consistent than Wentz and has played more consistent games than Wentz, but pound for pound, I don't think Dak is better than Wentz.
We ain't got to go off the rail. We ain't got to go off the rails now. I mean,
I don't want to go down this road because
that's what I'm saying. We ain't got to go off the rails with that. All right?
Comparison, considering the fact that they're not playing on even playing fields, I think Carson Wentz has as much talent as any quarterback in the league when he's healthy, but that doesn't win ball games. And quite frankly, last year we did see a guy that was healthy and wasn't playing very well. So I mean, right now I think Dak is more productive. But
I can agree with that.
Look at the team around him. I mean, it's not really a fair comparison. It's like,
right, I agree.
He said, I'm putting him on a pedestal. What bothers me is you save for one quarterback out of the rest, but when it goes to one in particular, we ignore it.
What other quarterback did I put that's even on the same length wavelength as Wentz? I mean, I don't see another quarterback that had that luxury of missing games and still watch the backup win a Super Bowl.
Well, let's be honest, and if he's going to address me about the thing about the receivers not catching passes, let's be honest. We were talking about Tom Brady. Nobody was even checking for Carson Wentz. You brought up Carson Wentz,
right?
So I didn't ever say that wasn't the case for Carson Wentz. The issue I took was the fact that you inserted him into a situation that was irrelevant to him. We were talking about Tom Brady, and when you're going from a team that won a Super Bowl, trying to go back compared to a guy that's playing on a team that's not competing.
Yeah.
It's completely different, bro. It's two completely different things. You're talking about two types of seasons there. One where a team is trying to get back to the Super Bowl, and the other one they're just trying to keep a guy healthy for a season, let alone make it to the Super Bowl
playoffs.
Like, bro, like we're talking about two completely different things, bro. It's not even close. That's why they're not comparable, but that's apples and oranges, man.
Yeah. All right. What else we got? I think that was pretty healthy. Pretty healthy to say the least. Friday. We're not going to be on Friday. We're not going to be on Thursday. We're going to be on Friday. What time is that?
I gotta check because they haven't officially they still haven't officially announced it. Like,
yeah, I hope it is like later on in the day because I work Friday, so I don't want to,
I hope we don't move the stream to Friday, and I mean the podcast to Friday. Nothing actually happens.
Yeah, that too. We'll get back with you and then with y'all.
Look out for a gameplay live stream later this week, motherfucker. What time is it gonna be?
Yeah, we'll get back to you if it's gonna be Thursday or Friday. More likely we'll find out by midday. As of right now, just say it's gonna be on Thursday. If anything changes, we'll let you know because we really want to know about that gameplay as far as Madden goes, and hopefully we can stream it like we've been doing. Those have been fairly successful. Appreciate everybody who's been watching those. We want to do that. If not, then we'll just have a reaction or we'll just have commentary on a regular episode like we normally do. So other than that, I'm good.
We got a request for a guest for co-host for an episode.
What's that?
Big Zay say he wants to come on as a guest.
Oh yeah, we definitely can do that.
Yeah, definitely. It's
we gotta get Chris Thomas on it too because he asked.
Yeah,
he did ask earlier too.
All right, so just let us know whenever you're free. We do this every Tuesday and Thursday, so just let us know whenever you're available. The door's open, definitely we can do that. So anything else you got, Bills? Yeah, Bills.
Nah, but I'm noticing a bit of a different direction as far as how EA's handling their devs answering questions about the game now.
Oh, really? We can talk about that after we get off because we could probably make that a topic.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll talk about it.
Well, what about you, DJ? What you got?
Well, you can find my crazy My League thread on Twitter at DJ81. And I don't know if I'm going to be uploading any new content anytime soon with State of Decay because I got a bad taste in my mouth as far as that glitch from episode 6. Episode 5. Oh no, it was episode 6. It was episode 5. I don't know. But either way,
it's one of them episodes.
Yeah, it was one of them episodes. So other than that, I'm definitely gonna play more Last of Us 2 and enjoy the story. And other than that, Dak, get off the plantation.
Hey, you see how you already grooming what's his name, CD Lamb? Like, no, you're gonna wear this number.
I told you.
Last man that wore that jersey was a crackhead. Not gonna repeat that again.
So I don't want you to go down that road.
On all types of boys.
As for me, man, I'm gonna like I said, I'm gonna try to finish this live stream of Last of Us by the end of the week. Definitely we're gonna definitely get on that. And I got some other stuff I want to stream as well. Like I said, with the football games, people have been wanting commentary on the football games, so I'm gonna have to get back on that because I didn't realize it was that popular, but it's cool because I'm able to do that because my internet down here is just as good. Well, I ain't gonna say just as good, it's good enough for me to do that. So be on the lookout for that. Thursday, for the most part, we'll be back. If anything changes as far as what EA is going to do, we'll let you know. Big Zay Mac, yeah, hit up DJ. Let us know what you want to do, what day. Like I said, we'll always be here and we'll send you the link. Doors always open. Chris Thomas, same to you. When Madden comes out, I know you said you wanted to talk on that as well. You've been one of our first listeners, so I don't see why not. Right. All right. Other than that, man, we're going. I guess we could talk about that dev thing, Bill. See if we can make that out of the topic. All right, y'all. Catch us on iTunes and SoundCloud. You know what it is. And Google Play. All right, people. Peace.
Peace.